There are two classes of beings, the fallible and the infallible. In the material world, every living entity is fallible, and in the spiritual world, every living entity is called infallible.
Utamaha Purushashtva Anya Paramatmetmi Udaritaha Yolokatrayama Vishya Pibarti Avyaya Ishvaraha.
Besides these two, there is a great living personality, Supreme Soul, the imperishable Lord himself, has entered the three worlds and is maintaining them.
Yasmaksharatitoham Aksharadapichotamaha Atosmi Loke Vedecha Praditaha Purushotamaha.
Because I am transcendental, beyond both the fallible and the infallible, because I am the greatest, I am celebrated both in the world and in the Vedas as that person.
Yomamevamasamudo Janati Purushottamam Sa Sarva Vedvijatimam Sarva Bhavena Bharataha.
Whoever knows me as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, without doubting, is the knower of everything. He therefore engages himself in full devotional service to me, O son of Bharata.
Iti Yuyatramam Shastram Yangaha Etat Buddhavabadi Manshat Krityascha Bharataha.
This is the most confidential part of the Vedic scriptures, O sinless one, and it is disclosed now by me. Whoever understands this will become wise, and his endeavors will know perfection.
Thank you so much, Sridham and Yash, for tuning in. I'd like to welcome all the devotees who probably joined us if they are new to the group or the first time. So welcome to this group called CHAD. CHAD means chapter a day of Bhagavad Gita. Lord Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita 18th chapter that those who worship me, those who read the sacred conversation of mine with you, Arjuna, they worship me with their intelligence. So all of us try to come here to worship the Lord by reciting this one chapter every evening, and then we discuss one purport from this chapter of Srila Prabhupada, well, from that particular chapter. Since we have already completed the chapter, we have to move to the 11th chapter in terms of the discussion of the verse every day, because that was the last chapter before the Purushottam month. So today we will be discussing text number 52 from the 11th chapter. That's what I'm going to bring it out shortly. But just before I thought I do that, it's been such a wonderful journey for this month of Purushottam, reciting this particular chapter. I just wondered if anybody had any reflections, anything which stuck in somebody's minds from this particular chapter, which really resonated with you in this month of Purushottam, something which you're able to think, including any kids online, Sridham, Yash, if you had any reflection, anybody, you can either speak up, unmute yourself, or you can send a message through the chat button.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Rishma Mataji.
One of the key verses that stuck for me was the verse that says that just as a flower carries the fragrance, the human body carries all the subtle senses with them when you go to the next world.
Yeah, that is a very
that was a very key verse for me.
I agree. Is that Kusum Mataji?
Yes, it is.
Okay,
yes.
thank you, Mataji. Yeah, it is a very key, it is a very nice verse actually, because although spoken with such eloquence and such beauty, the verse gives the deepest philosophy of this world. Actually, it tells you that prepare your consciousness in such a way and use your gross body in such a way that it can gradually become purified and spiritualized, so that one doesn't have to take this material body again.
Right.
And that is the instruction of all our acharyas, all of Lord Krishna. He's telling us that, you know, Brahma Bhuvana Loka Punaravartino Arjuna, that from the topmost planet of Lord Brahma down to the lowest planet, all are places of miseries. So do not dwell in this place and come to my spiritual abode, which is full of eternity. I mean, when we read, it does kind of sounds like an imagination, but that's the reality of the world. You see, because we've been long enough here, so it becomes very difficult for us to accept something which is absolute truth and a reality. But that was very nice, profound reflection. Thanks for reflecting, Mataji.
Hare
I,
Krishna.
Prabhuji.
Yes, Sangeeta Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Hey, well, yeah, I would like to say, first of all, please accept my humble obeisances and thank you for all Purushottam month for giving us the wonderful association of yours, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
All the devotees. Yes, number 6 was the one which says that supreme abode of mine is not illumined by the sun or moon, nor by fire or electricity. Those who reached it never return to this material world. So that's something, yes, that's really kind of very big goal. But at the same time, it inspires that, yes, you don't want to come back in this world. So I have to stick to 16 round and have to do certain things even you can't do it. Like even in the whole Purushottam, there was the days when I couldn't do my 16 round, not even one round for some reason.
Right.
And I did feel really bad that my vow was broken. And I spoken to a couple of people, then my vow broken, what can I do now? They said Krishna knows everything. He's merciful. He knows what the reason was. So don't worry.
Yeah.
Everything. But I still feel guilt conscious. I thought, let me just let you all know that I did broke my vow.
Well, let me give you an example. I took a vow to chant certain number of rounds this month, which I was able to maintain. However, till now, Krishna's mercy, last day today. But there was one more. I thought I'll do still more extra than my vow, and one day I couldn't do those extra round. And then I said to myself, what do I do now? I had a very, very busy day. I was so tired that I fell asleep. But then it is explained, our acharyas, I can't remember exactly who quotes, but it is, I think it's Prabhupada writes in a letter that sometimes if I think he writes to one of his lady disciple where she was talking about child and care and everything. So if you're not able to complete your set number of quota or a vow you've taken, you can always, in an emergency case, you can always catch up on the next day, on the next few days. So on this day of the last day of Purushottam month, if you pray to Lord Purushottam and say that I had taken this vow, but my Lord, somehow or other, I could not succeed on this particular day. But if you so desire, then please give me the strength so I can carry on this momentum even after Purushottam month. Because you're the most merciful of all the merciful incarnations and you appeared in the form of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, which takes the lowest of all lowest people and brings them to the highest platform of prema, then you can bestow your causeless mercy and yet accept my offering of chanting these extra rounds outside the Purushottam month leading up to the Kartik month. And the Lord is so amazing that he will still accept your offering even if it is outside Purushottam month, Mataji.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you so much. God bless you. You just took my fear away. Thank you.
You're welcome, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Prabhuji. Hare Krishna, Mataji. I want to share the reflection of Divya Gaurangi Mataji before we take a few more, if you don't mind. Just Mataji is saying, Sarvasya chaham hidisa nivishto. Verse is playing in my ear this entire month. Thank you to the chat and the Prabhus facilitating the class. Meaning of the verse is very hope-giving. Indeed, I was, when today Yash was reciting that verse, I was also closing my eyes and meditating on it. I was also thinking, wow, some kind of fear creeps into my mind, and sometimes I'm not able to remember the things I'm supposed to remember, and I forget the things which I'm not supposed to forget. So what do I do? Then this when we hear this verse, it's very hope-giving that the remembrance and the forgetfulness comes from the Lord. So for a sincere devotee, if he's trying to dedicate himself to the process of Krishna consciousness, then the process is very, very hope-giving. Our acharyas hold our hands. They say, don't worry, get up, the main thing is to keep going, keep going, no matter what is happening. Don't, as I say before, my Guru Maharaj says that nobody can claim to be permanently disqualified. We as a human beings have this internal energy or a point to rise. That's what the human beings are supposed to do. We are supposed to rise above and go beyond. That's what the humans are all about. So we got to keep using that. That's a very beautiful. It is actually one of my also favorite verses from this chapter. Thank you for sharing, Mataji.
Hare
Yes.
Krishna, Prabhu.
Yes, Hare Krishna, Nitai Mata, Hari Bol.
Yeah, can I say something, Prabhu?
Please.
Actually, the Mataji picked it, what I have to say. Actually, I was every time I'm reading this verse, and actually, I joined with my husband. We both read. He's in Canada. We both read. When
Chai.
I say 15, 15, I just jump. Honestly, I just say, oh, 15, 15. And it's a total different atmosphere when I read 15, 15. Honestly, it's like,
Yeah,
yeah, oh my God, that's the best verse I could say in Bhagavatam, in Bhagavad
he's a
Gita.
Bhagavad Gita. Yeah,
Yeah.
they actually, yeah.
And
I
also,
yes, go ahead.
when I was reading Bhagavatam, many places I said, oh, 15, 15. And then whomever I'm reading, she says, my God, you have got, you are just literally mad now, 15, 15 every time. I said, oh, look, 15, 15 every time when I read.
Yeah,
It's it, that is a hope giving,
yeah.
total hope giving verse.
Thank you. Yeah, we
Thank
can
you, Prabhu.
we can live rest of our life, as I said, with one of these verses of Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam. If we frame it in our heart, in our mind, and on a piece of paper in front of us, and keep meditating on it, that verse, that
Yeah.
one verse of Bhagavad Gita, or any word of the Bhagavad Gita, or any verse of the Bhagavatam, has the ability to invoke the pure love of God in our heart. Actually, that's how powerful these shastras are, Mataji. So thank you so much for sharing that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare
Thank
Krishna, Mataji.
Yeah.
Hare Krishna.
Same, Prabhuji, I want to share the same thing, that the verse 15 stuck in my ear as well. And in morning when I pay obeisances to the sun while giving the water, and every time, the day you told us, from that day, every time when I was paying my obeisances, this verse was coming automatically from my mouth while offering the water to the sun god.
Yeah, no, that's
Yeah, I learned it by heart because of the day you said we should recite, and then Krishna's mercy, your association, and then I learned it. And whenever I used to offer the water, this verse comes out of me.
wonderful. Beautiful. Thank you. This verse is like a Damodar Astakam, isn't it? When you're singing singing the whole month of the Kartik or the Chora Astakam, some one stanza will stuck in your mind and it'll just keep coming back to you. So it's a bit like Sarvasya Chaham Hidisani Vishto. So it just keeps coming back to your mind. And that's a nice thing. Imagine a verse of the words of the Lord or the pure devotee of the Lord keep coming. That is a perfection of our existence. Normally what comes to our mind, at least I can tell you for myself, is because of the strong samskars I had in my childhood of Bollywood movies and stuff like that, it is my tendency that, although not so much, but whenever I'm prone to hearing like a song, if I go into an environment where some song is playing, it just sticks in my mind. And it has happened even when the days by Krishna's mercy, Gurudev's mercy, my sadhana is going okay. I come out of that place and I start to sing that song, and my wife goes, oh, what's wrong with you? And then I start to think, look at the energy. How strong is the material energy, that it is waiting every moment to capture us. But instead, if we somehow or other rise above that and make our friendship with these wonderful verses of Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam, and if they start to come to us, if we are walking about, if we are running around, if we are cooking around, or if we are breathing around, or if we are whatever we may, or we are taking the darshan of the deities, and if these verse, even any verse, because the Lord is also called as Uttama Shloka, the one who's glorified with the topmost or the choicest words from the Shastras actually. So even if we were to use one verse which we know or have memorized, as we see the deities, that's the best way of seeing the deities, offering some glorification to the Lord. So take a verse, memorize it, even if not carry it on a piece of paper, on a card. I normally have these cards here. I don't know if you can see. Stick them, like, you can laminate them, put them somewhere. Take it with you. So when you go to the altar, have a little verse for the day, carry it with you, and when you visit the altar, you can recite the verse to the lordships actually. So it's very profound. Thank you so much. Hema Mataji has shared a reflection, so we can read, and then hopefully we can take more reflection towards the end. Hema Mataji is saying that is the verse I've been meditating on. But overall, this has been a very special Purushottam month. Chat gave us the amazing opportunity to dwell deeper into the nectar from Sri Krishna every day. It has been uplifting and thrilling. Thank you, chat team, for deeper understanding of the chapter 15. With my age, my biggest fear is not remembering Krishna at time of leaving our body. But this gives hope that Krishna from within will guide us. Actually, Mataji, the thing is, Krishna is already guiding you because you are so, all of you are so amazing that I'm not able to attend the other days. Some days I do try to, but of course I do recite a chapter with my family and do that. But the main thing is your dedication and commitment to coming and tuning into this transcendental vibration of Bhagavad Gita and reading and studying and reciting a verse every day. That speaks volume. So, and I remember a saying, my Guru Maharaj says, if not anything else in the bhakti, just learn the word, show up. That's the main thing. Even if you don't feel like, just show up to the show. Like the Bollywood actors, of course they are driven, but after a while, they get fed up when they've been asked to get up at 3 o'clock in the morning and shoot in a very weird location. And, sometimes in a cold in Switzerland wearing a t-shirt. It has happened and I've heard of it. They don't, but somehow when they show up, they get the energy, they get the environment, and they see, okay, the director is there, the producer is there, the actress is there, and I'm now excited to do the show. So similarly, even if we don't feel like, let's show up to our chanting bead bags. Let's show up in front of the deities. Let's show up to chant a chapter of Bhagavad Gita. Just by showing up, every time we show up, the Lord is noticing up. Bhagavad Gita is a person personified. These are the direct words of Lord Krishna. So Krishna is making every single note of it. So even if we struggle to remember the Lord will remember us. Just because we are trying to show that I am keen, even though I'm manda, at least I can speak to myself. I'm manda sumanda matayo manda bhagya hi upadrita. I'm short-lived, my memory is dull, I am, above all, I'm always disturbed. And even in that condition, somehow or other, if I can keep showing up in front of the devotees, then one day that energy will lift me up. So just remember this, showing up is a very important aspect in our Krishna consciousness. Thank you for that, Hema Mataji. Couple more reflection. The Purushottam month has been the best. Thank you. That's Puja Mataji. Thank you, Puja Mataji. It's been best because you've dedicated your time and energy for reciting this chapter of Bhagavad Gita and chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Sangeeta Mataji is saying, Prabhu, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you for showing me the righteous way to complete my promise to Krishna. Well, I'm glad that was helpful. I just shared my own reflection, Mataji. It happens, at least it happens to me. I know it happens to other devotees. We are all in this together. That's the main thing. So we can help each other. Rajesh Prabhu is sharing something very profound. He's saying the austerity of the Purushottam month and fasting has helped my health in an amazing way. The miraculous change cannot explain. I can completely echo your comment, Rajesh Prabhu, because although now on the last day, we are our sadhana and our personal goals for Purushottam were personal, but yeah, I had a similar goal too as well, and it has helped me both spiritually, physically, in every aspect of controlling my senses, because just eating prasadam, not eating anything, also otherwise I avoid and eating anything else anyway as much as possible, but just eating limitedly and not thinking so much of the food has really helped me. And you see, often we think that, okay, I need 3 meals a day, I need this time, of course, unless the medically you're advised. But sometimes you will be surprised that if you do something for 30 days, it can become part of your routine. But of course we do fall into all bad habits. But it is definitely and it's the austerity you've done towards the Lord. So apart from the spiritual benefit, you've been benefited by health in a miraculous way, as you're saying. So that's,
Yeah,
thank you so
maybe
much.
maybe
Yeah,
I can
go,
add
please, sure,
because
Rajesh.
there's a big story because I've never done this fasting where I only have one meal a day. Uh,
Wow.
I use proper meal. So for
Amazing.
me also, this was an interesting um, kind of journey that I can do it. But more importantly, I was having some real issues with my skin. So something had happened to my skin, a lot of
Right.
inflammation in my body. And I went to a skin specialist and he came out with a diagnosis which sounded very terrifying. and he
Right.
wanted to put me on a steroid treatment, and I refused to take that steroid treatment, and somehow the fasting start. I said I will do fasting. I don't know what inspired me to do fasting, and all my skin problems started reversing. And when I said I'm not going to take steroid, because that's not what I wanted to do. And when I
Right.
went back to the skin specialist, he said, "What happened to you? Everything is gone. What's going on?" I said, "I
Wow.
don't know. I'm just fasting." So he said, like, that's not good for my business if I tell fasting can help people. So, but anyways, and somehow, I mean, have been having this issue for a long time, and it got aggravated. But somehow it's now healing by itself. So I don't know. So that inspiration to do fasting and coincided with this month. So I'm seeing some very practical and tangible benefit.
Wonderful, Prabhu. Amazing. And that's the promise of the Lord, that even though, we may begin to say, okay, fine, we're trying to do it for the health, but you're doing it at the right month and you did it in the right spirit. So in every sense, the Lord will reciprocate, Prabhu. And of course, sometimes when we go through this little bit of an austerity, but the results are some of the results are obviously obvious in some cases, like in a miraculous way for yourself, and in some cases they are part of our spiritual sukriti which we are collecting actually. And our Goswamis have set that example for us, right at the outset of Nectar of Instruction. In the first verse, by Rupa Goswami, it is said, Vacho Vegam, Manasa Krodha Vegam, Jiva Vegam, Udara Pashta Vegam, Etan Vegan Yo Vishayate Dhira, Sarvam Apitam Prithvim Nasisyat. Rupa Goswami is trying to tell us that try to control the urge of the tongue, the demands of the belly and the genitals. And one who's able to do so is actually qualified person to be able to make disciple all over the world. So of course it's a very higher stage, but at least to begin with somewhere to some degree, it makes a big difference to our life. I'll tell you why. Because it adds to an element of a 4 alphabet word called hope, asha. When we see that, okay, I've performed a bit of an austerity, it has helped me spiritually, health, control my mind, and I've been more calmer this month than compared to the rest of the year, and a lot has happened around me in the world, but yet somehow or other Krishna has given me the intelligence to come to the devotees, read a chapter of Bhagavad Gita every day, chant my few rounds sincerely and dedicatedly, and do what I can. And with that determination, Krishna will empower us more and more. So thank you, Rajesh Prabhu. That was very profound. Thank you for sharing. I have quite a few reflections. Let me read few more and then we'll hopefully get to the verse. Um, Santosh Mataji is saying, Krishna is so merciful to give us this Purushottam one, to give us the unique opportunity to express our love and loyalty to him and to have self-realizations. Indeed, Santosh Mataji, that's a very profound realization. It is like a big sale which just went on, and today is the Black Friday, the Magic Friday of Purushottam, the last Friday, as as we can see it. So that's really nice. Yeah, the Lord is very merciful. It is a unique opportunity. It only comes once in 3 years. And in some ways, I do feel even myself remorse that I wish I could have taken more advantage of it. But anyway, life is a journey, and so is Krishna consciousness. It's a movement in which we need to keep moving. So that's the main thing. Rupa Mataji saying, I'm going to continue with reciting Chaura Astakam, Jagannath Astakam, Narshinga prayers. Amazing, peaceful experience. Thank you to the chat team. Wow, that is an amazing resolution, Rupa Mataji. Well done. I think if we can, yeah, I mean, I hope I can get inspired to have dedicated prayers. My wife does it every day, some prayers. It will be nice to add those prayers to our daily routine. Thank you for sharing that. Bharti Mataji is saying shloka 3rd and 4th, where Krishna says that all of us are lost in the cycle of action and reaction, the trees of the samsara. So take refuge in Krishna. Don't get lost in the branches of the tree, which are fueled by the three hinas of Prakriti. Just detach yourself and come to me. Krishna is willing to save us from the drowning in this material world. So the weapon of detachment to be used, and we never return to that and surrender to the Supreme. Wow, amazing. This is really good. Very profound. Thank you so much, Bharti Mataji. Your realizations are very deep and very profound. Thank you for sharing that. Divya Gaurangi Mataji has more to add. She's saying, my one realization also have is singing Chaurastikam has been extremely pleasing this month daily. Feel such happiness singing it. Its meaning is beautiful. Krishna is Chaura and the thief of the steals in our hearts. Hari Bol, Gauranga, Jai. Thank you, Mataji. Paresh Prabhu, thank you, Prabhu, for inspiring me to chant 4 rounds for the month and making me wake up early. Paresh Prabhu, please pray so I can wake up early as well. You are waking up early, so I feel inspired that I could wake up early. Thank you, Prabhu. Keep the transcendental vibration going, Paresh Prabhu. Shabani Mataji saying, Prabhuji, please, we should all sing Chaura Astakam today. Okay, Mataji, now that you have said it, we will sing, all of us will sing a Chaura Astakam today. We'll discuss the 11th chapter maybe tomorrow. Thank you. Neha Mataji is saying, Hare Krishna and my heartfelt gratitude to the chat team for the spirit of Purushottam. By attending a few sessions, I first time got to know about the Chaura Astakam. Thank you so much. Wow, the reflections are just coming. Can I keep reading them and then we'll do Chaura Astakam? What should we do? I'm a little bit confused today actually because I don't know if I touched on a wrong topic, but I guess I'm feeling very enlivened after hearing your realization. So if it is
Keep
okay with
reading.
all of you, I can keep
Yes,
going
keep
through.
reading, Prabhuji.
Okay, thank you, Mataji. If I could have the name of NG, who's NG?
Sorry, Prabhuji, it's Nisha.
Oh, thank you, Nisha Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Prabhu. It's amazing. The following message just popped up on my mobile screen. 80% of success is showing up, and happiness is not something ready-made. It comes from your own actions. I feel these resonates with what is being discussed right now here by you in chat. It is inspiring and hope-giving. I did just this every evening. Show up. And I'm finding it calming and soothing. The Sri Bhagavad Gita is so amazingly wonderful and powerful. Thanks for showing up, Nisha Mataji, and for sharing this reflection. That's very profound. Thank you. Yeah, we got to keep showing up. You know, the Lord is noticing us every moment. He's situated in our heart and outside. Prabhuta Mataji, Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Thank you, Prabhuta Mataji. Shabani Mataji, Hari Bol. Thank you. Rajesh Prabhu, Chaura Astakam has such a profound and deep meaning. I also was very touched by hearing the story of Bivla Mangal Thakur. It is such an amazing story of transformation. Indeed, I mean, Bivla Mangal Thakur is actually a very hope-giving story, Prabhu. Somebody who's so attached to the material energy in form of prostitute takes that lady to be her Pad Pradaksha Guru, who's shown him the path of devotional service, then goes towards Vrindavan. And then in the process of doing so, he again gets somewhat attracted to another married lady. But the moment he realizes is, he asks that lady to give him a pin to plug his eyes out so that he's not able to see and only able to see the Lord within. That's the kind of resolute determination Bivla Mangal Thakur had. It is indeed a very inspiring story. Thank you for bringing that to light here. That's really uplifting. Thank you so much. It's inspiring to hear all the realizations of the devotees. It is, isn't it? It's the best thing when you hear what devotees has to say. Is the best thing, Divya Gaurangi Mataji. Thank you. My sister is saying chat sessions. She's saying chat sessions have been really powerful in keeping me alive in Krishna consciousness this month. So my sister Tripta, she tunes in every now and then whenever possible, as much as possible. She's also trying to show up from Canada. She's in Toronto. And she recently, a few months ago, had a baby boy. And it's been very difficult for her in the lockdown, sitting at home. She wanted to come here. Her visa got rejected. She's going to try again. This was her third attempt to enter UK to meet us, actually. For some reason or other, the government is not allowing us, but she's going to try again. But the main thing is, thanks for tuning in, Tripta, for these chat sessions. The association of devotees like Mukunda Hari Prabhu and Vrindavan Chand Prabhu is highly infectious. So keep coming. Prabhuta Mataji is saying, thank you for sharing Be a Sage page by page app. I was put off to read Bhagavad Gita. Using the application, I managed to complete reading Bhagavad Gita 24 verses a day for 30 days. I am now inspired to read Bhagavatam. That deserves a clap. Well done, Prabhuta Mataji. Really, really nice. That is amazing. Yeah, I mean, this application, if you don't have, download it right now. Don't walk, run for this application. It's a free application called Be a Sage page by page. and you can download it on your iPhone or Android. It helps you set your target, and it helps you put an alarm. When do you want to read Bhagavad Gita in the morning? What time you want to read Bhagavatam? How many pages or how many shlokas? And if you turn the wheel, it will tell you if you read 5 pages of Bhagavad Gita, you'll be able to finish Bhagavad Gita in 5 months and like I think 16 days or something like that. It gives you an accurate picture. So it is quite nice, because this is what our Goswamis and our Acharyas wanted us to do. So like, I really like, the example my spiritual master says. He was giving a class. He said, if I woke you up one night, Divinam, at 11 o'clock or 12 o'clock in the middle of night and say, when are you going to finish the Bhagavatam? So you will be able to give an exact date as long as you're dedicated of reading, certain number of pages. So it's very, very profound. It keeps you see, what happens is, if we develop the habit of at least reading even a minimum number of page, two things are happening. One, we are putting our ears and ourselves in front of the transcendental vibration at least once a day. So that's very, very hope giving, because imagine how many lives have gone past in our own life where we haven't tuned into this transcendental vibration. So to take a vow of reading one page of Srila Prabhupada a day is a very, very big vow. In my opinion, if I consider Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita, the books which are giving us this direction, I would say that that vow is much higher than performing any big sacrifice or Ashwamedha Yagya for that matter in Kali Yuga. I'm saying it on the Praman of Srila Prabhupada, because you're trying to put yourself in front of pure devotees vibration, which are emanating in the form of the ecstasies which are coming from Srila Prabhupada books, which are very, very powerful. And secondly, although Prabhupada is giving us these beautiful books like Bhagavad Gita, Nectar of Instruction, Nectar of Devotion, they are the collective juice of all our previous acharyas. Prabhupada was working with 12 commentaries, different 12 acharya commentaries when he was working on the Bhagavatam. So it is a nectar taken from all these various acharyas and put together. So it's the best vow you can take, that today I take a vow on the last day of month of Purushottam that I'm going to dedicate my 7 minutes of the day to read 4 pages of Bhagavad Gita. No matter what's going to happen or the world is going to burn down by the fire, I'm still going to do it. And when you do that kind of a vow, then you come in the category and get noticed by devotees like Dhruv Maharaj, because Dhruv Maharaj that's how determined he was. Narad Muni said to him that, where are you going, my dear boy? You're 5-year-old. Go and play marbles at home. Go and play something else at home. This is not the age to do tapasya. And Dhruv Maharaj said, listen, sir, if you want to help me, please give me the instruction. If you do not want to help me, then don't discourage me. I'm going to do it anyway. But if you can help me, then I'll be empowered. That's the kind of determination Dhruv Maharaj had. And we will be noticed by Dhruv Maharaj if we take such kind of determination in our life and say, I'm going to dedicate my 10 minutes, my 5 minutes, my 2 minutes, my 1 hour, my whatever that time it is. Ideal standard, Prabhupada said, I want my devotees to at least spend at least 1 or 2 hours. Prabhupada writes this in a letter, 1 or 2 hours every day reading my books. Even if you can't start somewhere, and then gradually you can get there. And just by that practice, you will see magic happening in your life like anything, actually. Sorry, I went on a little bit longer on that one because it was so profound, that realization. Divya Kaurangi Mataji is saying, Choda Ashtakam Jai. Sorry, Hat Churai Jai Rayo, Hidayo Se Jao, Tu Manu Hidayo Se Jao, To Mano sings Bibla Mangal Thakur when Krishna goes leaving his hand. Yeah, that's true. Thank you, Mataji. Neha Mataji is saying, Prabhuji, just like to request, if possible, would you be able to let all the devotees know about the virtual Kartik Parikrama has been planned by School of Bhakti, so you may probably be aware of it. Can send the info and link for everyone to register. Yeah, sure, no problem. So there is a virtual Parikrama planned by Sutapa Prabhu and Radhika Ranjan Prabhu. I think it's the videos they are doing and some sessions, so the devotees are more than welcome to join. And yeah, you can paste the link here, Mataji. It'll be easier, and the devotees can then take the link from here. Srila Prabhupada said in one lecture that he lived for 700 years in Vrindavan Dham. Jai. Yeah, he was always living in Vrindavan Dham, Mataji. That is so true. Varsha Mataji is sharing her reflection. Chad has taught me so much, and it has put my mind and heart at peace. Last 7 years have been really bad, and it has uplifting me. Thank you. Varsha Mataji, I can completely echo your comments. I'm feeling the same. My last many years have been not so great, but having come in the association of all of you wonderful devotees, I'm feeling some hope at the end of the tunnel. Actually, I'm also feeling that I'm able to read Prabhupada books more regularly. By preparing, I'm able to deliberate on the teachings, and maybe to some degree, I may be able to live these books one day. So thank you for sharing such a profound realization, Mataji. Maybe at the end of the session, if you feel that's okay, would be great to carrying on this transcendental journey into the Kartik month. Yes, Mataji, the journey will carry on the Bhagavad Gita, definitely. Krishnavani Mataji, such a wonderful devotee. She's sharing, let's hear her realization. Oh my God, I have 15 messages. So let me read them, and then we will just do the Chora Astakam. So we'll do our 11.52 verse tomorrow. I was looking at Jagannath Ashtakam and Chora Ashtakam, was thinking, when will I be able to learn this? But thanks to Purushottam, that made me learn as I was reciting every day. My verse of Bhagavad Gita is also 15.15. Such a nice verse in which Krishna tells us that he is the one who gives us remembrance, knowledge, and forgetfulness. And also he's residing in every living entity. So he's our most suhridam, the most nearest friend. And Prabhuji, as one of the Prabhu, expressed his desire to sing today Chaurastakam. Is it okay with you that all the others may sing Chaurastakam? Sorry. Is it okay with you and all others, may I sing the Chaurastakam today? Okay, Mataji, since nobody has requested, you go ahead, no problem. Neha Mataji has posted the details. So thank you, Neha Mataji, for those details for the virtual parikrama, and the link is there as well in the chat box for everybody. Or is it coming privately to me? I don't know. Is everybody able to see this message? Can somebody confirm about?
Yes, Prabhuji.
You can. Okay, great. Thank you. Right. You know, one of the other reasons why this month has been so special is that one aspect is that when we do something for us, our bhakti towards the Lord, it definitely helps. But the highest benefit is when you do something for others, actually. And so many of you have already come forward and looking in so many ways to help expand this transcendental vibration of Bhagavad Gita. Today I beg all of you that please pray to Srila Prabhupada. He gives us the strength that we take this message of Bhagavad Gita to as many people as possible, because all I'm requesting, if you think about it, the impact this book is having on you, and just imagine for a moment and think, just for a second, close your eyes and just maybe if, yeah, we can do a little exercise and then we go to the Chaurastakam. So maybe if I request all of you to just close your eyes for probably 30 seconds. And now look at what's happening around the world every day right now, across the globe, at least on this earthly planet right now where we are. People are really struggling with such hankering, such lamentation, such fear, and people are unfortunately dying without having obtained the real merits of having a human life. People are constantly in a pain, in a fear, not knowing when this virus would come to us, or even including ourselves, what will happen to the world. People are constantly thinking, is there a way out of it? People are also trying to imagine that, can I have some answers to these questions? Why am I suffering? Why there is no end to this suffering? Is there a happiness at the end of this COVID-19, or is going to be a COVID-20 after that? Will that be a COVID-21 after that? Or will there be a COVID-23 after that? There is no end to the suffering. This is what is going on in people's mind. And in the middle of all this, while your eyes are closed, just imagine you call up your own dear friend or another organization you work for. And let's say Rajesh Prabhu, he calls up his friend and says, Amit, have you heard of this wonderful literature, Bhagavad Gita? Of course I have. Amit, do you have the Bhagavad Gita as it is edition? As it is? I've not heard of that. Well, let me tell you, it's the most profound edition I have personally come across in my life. And in this particular month of Purushottam, every day I was reading Bhagavad Gita, and it has changed my perspective towards the life completely, 360 degrees. So would it be okay if I send you a copy of Bhagavad Gita in the post, or would you like to sponsor some and keep a copy for yourself, few for your friends, and few I'll place it on your behalf in prison? Just that now you can open your eyes. So all I wanted to say to you is that just imagine the impact this literature is going to have on the world. And this was the deepest desire of Srila Prabhupada, that not only we read and perfect our life, if we can also with the same enthusiasm and vigor give out this Bhagavad Gita to millions of 2 million Bhagavad Gita in front of billions and billions of population is not much, my dear friends. It's a very small number across the world. And of that, 35,000 Bhagavad Gita at Bhaktivedanta Manor and 50,000 in UK. I mean, just think of the population around Bhaktivedanta Manor. So we are only looking to cover small ground, because every drop, slowly fills up the ocean gradually. Every drop is, and it has the same quality as the water of the ocean. So on this day, I beg you that please pray for empowerment, that all of us together can distribute thousands and thousands of Bhagavad Gita. And today is the last day to perform the charity. Fast breaking time is between 5:30 and 6:15 tomorrow morning. If anybody is doing any particular vrat, either fasting from sweets, fried, make sure you have those things handy for you tomorrow morning between these times, so you can break your fast around this time. And before you do that, at least do some form of charity, if not sponsor some Bhagavad Gitas. Many of you have done it in that light, which is wonderful. And dedicate some of your energy and effort and pray to Prabhupada, like if we can distribute. If you all agree with this prayer of mine, then please say Hare Krishna, so I know that you're in full agreement with what I'm trying to do.
Hare Krishna.
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna.
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Thank you very much. So now I think it's been a very different chat session today. I'm sorry, I did prepare, by the way. It's not that I did not. I can show you my PowerPoint, my presentation, but somehow I was only looking to have some reflection for 5-10 minutes, but I feel it was a question which was worth it, because so many realizations have come forward, and I'm feeling so inspired to be able to now get up in the morning, to chant my rounds, to read Prabhupada books daily, and to dedicate my life to Srila Prabhupada. So thank you so much for your wonderful reflections and realizations. If you have few more, feel free to share them. And now I'm going to open the Chaurashtakam bhajan. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Okay, Mataji, as you had very kindly come forward and wanting to sing, maybe we can have one devotee, each devotee from the link could start in English. You can unmute yourself and go for the translation. So I think, yeah, go ahead, Mataji. After that, I can call out the names. So you go ahead and read the English. Yes.
I offer my respectful obeisances to that foremost of thieves, who is famous in Braja as the butter thief, and he who steals the gopis' clothes, and who, for those who take shelter of him, steals the sins which have accrued over many lifetimes. Thank you, Prabhu.
Thank you. Can I have, on my list on the top, I have Santosh Mataji next. Santosh Mataji, would you like to please read the second verse?
Yes, thank you, Prabhuji. I offer my respectful obeisances to the foremost of thieves, who steals Srimati Radhika's heart, who steals the dark luster of a fresh rain cloud, and who steals all the sins and sufferings of those who take shelter of his feet. Thank you.
Jai. Shakhar Banda, Prabhu, or I guess.
Can you hear me?
Yes, Prabhu, very well I can hear you. Text 3,
Okay,
Prabhu, if you'd like to read for us.
Okay. He turns his surrendered devotees into paupers and wandering homeless beggars. Alas, such a fearsome thief has never been seen or heard of in all the three worlds.
Jai. Thank you. Baza, if you would, Prabhu or Mataji, would you like to please read the fourth verse for us? If not, can we have Bharti Mataji and Baza Prabhu or Mataji? You could, if you feel free to unmute for the next one after this. Bharti Mataji, text 4, please.
Mere utterance of his name purges one of the mountains of sins. Such an astonishingly wonderful thief I have never seen or heard of anywhere.
Jai.
Hari Hari.
Chandrika Patani Mataji, please go ahead for the text 5. Chandrika Mataji, would you like to read the text 5?
Prabhuji, can I read, please?
Yeah, go ahead.
Rita Mataji over here.
Sure.
Number 5 text, yeah? Hare Krishna to all devotees and yourself. Thief, having stolen my wealth, my honor, my senses, my life, and my everything, where can you run to? I have caught you. You have the rope of my devotion. Jai Shri Krishna, Jai Ho.
Jai. Thank you, Mataji. Dev Kishan Prabhu, would you like to read the text 6 for us?
Hare Krishna, yeah, I don't mind.
Please,
You
Prabhu.
cut the terrible noose of Yamaraja. You severed the dreadful noose of material existence, and you slash everyone's material bondage. But you are unable to cut the knot fastened by your own loving devotees.
Wonderful. Thank you, Prabhu. Thanks for tuning in.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you very much. Next on my screen I have is Divya Gaurangi Mataji. If you'd like to read the text 7 for us.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, yeah, thank
Hare
you.
Krishna.
O stealer of my everything, O thief, today I have imprisoned you in the miserable prison house of my heart, which is very fearful due to the terrible darkness of my ignorance. And there, for a very long time, you will remain, receiving appropriate punishment for your crimes of thievery. Thank
Jai.
you, Hare Krishna.
Haribol. Gautam Mataji, you're next. If you'd like to read the last one for us. And thank you for your wonderful service.
Can I read, Prabhu?
Okay, go ahead. I think Gautam Mataji is trying to record. Maybe that's why she's not able. I'm not sure. But yeah, please go ahead, Mataji.
Okay. O Krishna, thief of my everything, the noose of my devotion remaining forever tied, you will continue to reside in the prison house of my heart because I will not release you for million of aeons.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
People. Thank you,
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna. Here we are, Mata. Over to you. All of us could mute ourselves now and we will recite this beautiful verse. And then if you could all stay back for after the verse for a couple of minutes and then we'll end. We'll sing it with you, Mataji. So because it's 8:42 now. Yeah, go ahead. You just have to unmute yourself, Mataji. I muted everybody.
Hare Krishna.
Hare
So
Krishna.
once I sing, then others are going to sing, or I just continue singing?
You just continue singing, Mataji, once, and then we'll sing with you behind the muted mics.
Okay, Prabhu.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna. Bless me, Prabhu.
You're already empowered by Srila Prabhupada and your Guru Maharaj, Mataji. I have no qualifications to bless you. I can just pray to Prabhupada for your spiritual well-being. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. You all are our Guru Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Vraje prasedyam navanita choram gopangananam chadukula choram vraje aneka janmarjita papa choram chorangraganyam purusham namami Shri Radhikaya Radayascha Choram Navam Buddha Shyamala Kanti Choram Padashritanam Cha Samasta Choram Chorangraganyam Purusham Namami Akinchani Krutya Padashritamya Karoti Bhikshum Pati Gehahinam Kinapyaho Bhishana Chora Idra Drushta Shruto Vana Jagatraeti यदीयनामपि हरिहर्ति अशेषम् गिरिप्रसारन् अपि पापराशिन् आश्चर्यरूपो ननु चोरयिद्र दृष्टश्रुतो वा न मया कदापि दानं च मानं च तथेन्द्रियाणि प्राणं श्रुत्वा मम सर्वम् एव पलायसे कुत्र द्रुतोऽद्यचोर त्वं भक्तिदाम्नासि मया निरुद्ध छिन्नसि घोरं यमपाशबन्धं विनत्सि भीमं भव पाशबन्धम् छिन्नसि सर्वस्य समस्तबन्धं नैवत्मनो भक्तकृतं तु बन्धम् मन्मानसे तामसारासि घोरे कारागृहे दुःखमये निबद्ध लभस्व हे चोर हरे चिराय स्वचौर्यदोषितम् एव दण्डम् व्रजे प्रसेद्यं नवनीतचोरं गोपाङ्गनानां च दुकुलचोरम् अनेकजन्मर्जित पापचोरं चोराग्रगण्यं पुरुषं नमामि कारागृहे वस सदा हृदये मदीये मद्भक्तिपाशदृढबन्धन निश्चल सन् त्वं कृष्ण हे प्रलयकोटिशतन्तरेऽपि सर्वस्य चोरहृदयां नहि मोचयामि Hare Krishna.
So beautiful.
Thank you so much.
Beautifully sang.
Very, very nicely sang, Mataji. We could feel your feelings towards the Lord. That was really nicely sang. Thank you. So, as I said, devotees, this is a wonderful opportunity for us now to really expand this vibration of Bhagavad Gita wide and far. So please help me, or rather help Srila Prabhupada, and fulfill his desire to take this message of Bhagavad Gita to every town and village. We can make it a start from our side in this wonderful month. And what we have been given, we have to pass it on. So please encourage your friends and family to get involved in this wonderful campaign. We are planning many big events. There's going to be kids quiz done at a very big level. So watch the space. More information will come on that. We are working on a strategy on trying to build up some teams very soon on different areas. I have a call tonight with Vrindavan Chand Prabhu and Keshav Prabhu. So I'll keep you all posted about that. Until then, thank you so much for dedicating your life to Prabhupada in this particular month of Purushottam. It's been a true honor and privilege to be able to serve you all in some capacity, and thank you for allowing me to say something for my own purification, so I can also progress alongside all of you in this journey of Krishna consciousness. So have a wonderful evening, and I will see you all tomorrow with the text 11.52. We will definitely start the verse and hopefully finish it as well.
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Prabhuji.
Krishna,
Wonderful,
Prabhuji.
Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna,
Wonderful.
devotee.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Thank you.
Hari Hari.
Wonderful.
Kripa
Thank you.
Sindhu
Thank you very much.
Jayapatita Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Giving me opportunity to sing Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Neha Mataji. Thank you, Rita Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Hima Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Palika Mataji. Thanks for tuning in.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Bharat Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Thank you.
Thank you, Prabhuji. It was lovely. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mataji. I didn't say anything. It was all of you, actually. That was wonderful. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji. This is Rita again.
Thank you,
It was
Mataji.
a very good reflection today. I was realizing the whole thing, and I was doing the malas. I usually don't do mala, but
Right.
I've been doing the malas every day
Wonderful,
in the
wonderful.
Purushottam Mass.
Jai,
Thank
Jai.
you for
Thank
your
you so much.
blessings and thank you for your teachings. Thanks so
Thank you,
much.
Mataji.
Hare
Hare Krishna.
Krishna. Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai, Jai Shri Prabhupada.